let's also replace this, because you can replace lower quality walls with higher quality walls automatically. So we're going to start building a little cluster of houses right there. Let's just replace all of those walls first. They're going to make planks right there, and then you're going to go fix those. Make them into something. I'm going to mine down here. And dig out this. This is going to be food storage and seed storage. Placing walls pretty convenient. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like that's like one of the most used RimWorld mods is because like just automatically being able to just tell them just deconstruct this and build this in its place. Cool. I love that you can just see all of the water repopulating when they fill up a bucket. That's too fucking funny. They are drilling something right above me. Another tome of industry has been written. Cool. I'm sorry, what? I love how this game has magic in it to the point where it's just like, yo, do you want to just like summon demons? We just need some tomes of Arcana, and we can do that eventually. Bronze work, hey! So this gives me Foundry and Smithy, which will let me eventually Cauldron. Yeah, I need metallurgy skill, and I need 2 bronze zinc nuggets. Oh boy. Very confused by this. Are they actually replacing the walls, or did I put them on the wrong layer? May have put them on the wrong layer. I think they're replacing them. I'm very confused all of a sudden. I'm sure they'll figure it out. You're making me more planks. Nobody's cooking. Anybody have cooking assigned? It's planting, not cooking. That's cooking. You seem very busy with everything else. Give you cooking. There we go. Now I've got somebody cooking. I don't know what they're cooking, but they cooked a meal, so that's good. There we go. Now they're doing that. Summon demons instead of... Yeah, exactly. You understand. I mean, what's the actual important job here, right? And I can tell you right now, it's definitely, you know, summoning demons, obviously. Actually, I don't even know if these people are capable of that, but... Welcome back, Red Octobear. I'm trying to figure out how to catch cows in traps, and it seems to be very inefficient. Right now, this cow's just booking it around doing cow things, I think. I want to catch them in these cages. Doesn't seem to be doing what I need it to do. It crumbles. But we'll figure it out eventually. Hopefully. Maybe. One day. This year. Luckily. Potentially. What is that sparkle? Sparkling right there. Oh, it's a person working. See if that does what I think it does. I think it does what I think it does, but... Cool, and they're digging out down here. Peek!
I feel like this is an appropriate number of months.
Thank you very much for the 42nd month. That's a lot of months. Jack, can I get 42 beers approximately? Please and thank you. We need a keg. Okay, so there is roasted broccoli down there. Yeah, well, it's nice to see that you're still here. You're sticking around, Peak. World's been weird lately, so I don't really blame people for not being around. Especially as of late. Okay, what happened to my gardens? Looks like they all just kind of got harvested. Oh no, they're still growing. I wish that the pixels for the growing areas were a little bit denser. Okay, that is how it works then. Yes. You queue up the number of jobs in the production screen. This makes sense. Chat always needs more beer, man. Find me a time that chat doesn't need more beer. Dare you. I don't think it's possible. Let's go down to here and go lad. Go thunk, thunk. That should be enough for them to go down and then go. Oh, look at that. Hey, wood hatch. And then we'll put it in the floor of the room that's going to have both of these in it. As they don't need their own unique room. This is all just going to go into one room. These two rooms and that hole down there. What did that say? Cannot reach open point. Harvesting ground cover. Point. I don't know what they're trying to harvest, but there's a melon there. Okay, now you're able to reach it. Dunno. But, you been playing any games recently, or is it, have you been, like, just away from the internet in general? Cannot reach fire pit. Fuck if I know why. See? Replacing all them walls. Kinda screwed this upper layer up a bit. But that should fix it. Been living this sort of digital nomad life, so no screen for a year. Ah, okay. Intentionally or by necessity? If I'm allowed to ask. Let's jump over to production again and go back to kitchen. I've got one of those already. Feels like I just kind of need 2 food things. But you haven't? Had some fine places to stay in the meantime. Well, that's good. Yeah, that can kind of be rough, so hopefully it's been all right. But yeah, I was, you know, going through a list of subscribers recently, and I saw your name, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that name in a while, so it's nice to see you pop in. Because I was I swapped over to a new bot, like on the 1st, basically, or the 2nd, I think. A couple days ago, swapped over to a new bot. Yesterday was the first day I actually had it running, but I was moving stuff over for a few days. And so I saw your username in there. I was like, damn, name I haven't seen in a minute. I've just been exceptionally boring. Tickets are still around. Sure, our accounts should still work. Blog wrote us a script that automatically transferred everything. So since housing over there is made of wood, oh, you got a migrant wave. Phew, says Dylan Oster. We finally caught up with you. Still got lots of food to spare. You have room for us? Sure. I made this mistake the first time. Let's make this mistake a second time. What could possibly go wrong? Queue up a bunch more of these. My life is exceptionally boring, Red Octobear. Don't give me too much credit. Just as an example, I haven't left my house since Monday, and that's actually pretty good for me. Often I'll go like 2 or 3 weeks, especially in the summer, without even leaving my apartment. So we'll have a bunch of melon plants ready in like a day. That's good. Let's set up a bunch of harvest jobs. So like in a sense of like I get to play a lot of video games. Yes, my life's very exciting. But as far as like actually interesting life shit, my life's extremely boring. See, I don't like being a recluse. That's I think maybe the difference. To me, like, that is not a positive thing. That is a detriment and destructive thing to my mental health. But, you know. Can't I? Don't know why it didn't want me to build that there. Sleeping spot. That's not where I want to put that. That's where I want to put that. And rooms. Onk. New room. New room. New room. Delete that corner. So maybe to you, it's a totally acceptable, normal, fine thing to be a super recluse, but... See, that's the difference, is you tell your friends. I don't have friends to tell. I have Kevin. That's why I'm boring, because I literally don't have anything. But... It's a, it's kind of an irrelevant discussion, really. It's a fact of me that I am extremely boring. And I don't have many friends. What the fuck? Looks like a local number, too. Hold on a second. Getting a phone call. Gonna see what this is. Scammers are getting sneakier. That actually looks like a number I recognize. I got a scam call the other day, and I Googled the number afterwards, and it was like a local preschool. It was very perplexing. I never said it was. I just said that I am part. But I really dislike it when I state that I'm boring and then people tell me that I'm not boring and then I explain why I'm boring. And then people are just like, that's fine and acceptable. It's like, clearly I'm showing discomfort by this thing. So. Oh, shit. I can move this menu around? Mind blown. I guess it does say drag with no mouse button in the middle, but like... That's not really a valid argument, Hoshan. But whatever. Enjoy the game. Let me know what you think. Me being entertaining does not equal me being a boring person. How do you get buckets for water? You just have buckets. I don't think you... maybe you can make more? I'm assuming you can make more. I'm assuming that would be wood mill. Add new job. That or they just have buckets. I don't know. Maybe they carry water in their hands, obviously, clearly. Definitely. That's absolutely how they do that. They carry the water in their hands. Hopefully that answers that question. But I am a boring person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not an entertaining person. I can be a very entertaining streamer and also a really boring person. In real life, I'm a really boring, depressed person most of the time. But I can be an entertaining streamer. You gaslight yourself into doing whatever the fuck you want. I don't need to gaslight myself. I know what I am, and I know who I am, and I know what my life is like. What am I doing here? I'm moving my food under here is what I'm doing. So this right here, this stockpile, gonna be stockpile 39 apparently. How the fuck have I made 39 stockpiles? Stockpile 39 is going to be for all of this stuff. Plus this category, beverages. So food, cooked food, seeds, and beverages. I'm also going to build a fence around this farm just so that I remember where the farm is more than anything. Quit, like, accidentally deleting it. You know, somebody can be really, 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 really good at their job, Elamino, but also outside of their job be extremely boring. I'm not talking about me streaming. I'm talking about me outside of streaming. Outside of streaming, I'm a really fucking uninteresting, boring person. The only thing that's really redeeming and interesting about my life is that I stream for a living. And that is the truth. You think it's subjective? And none of you see a second of my life outside of my stream. So I don't think you can have a subjective opinion where you don't have any examples. You don't know what the minute-to-minute or week-to-week of my life is like outside of what I share publicly. So how could you have a subjective opinion on something that you literally see none of? All right, so this is going to be kind of a open-ish crafting area. We're going to need to put a roof on it, though. Yes, but you don't know any. I guess like you're missing a huge chunk of this, which is you don't know what my life is like outside of my stream, so you don't actually know who you're talking to. I could be acting like this could be very non-representative of me as a person. What the fuck have I done over here? I definitely built something on the wrong layer over here by mistake. Yeah, neither do you. So you can't tell me that I'm not boring. If I think my life is boring, you can't tell me otherwise. Which is what you are doing. So you can say that you find me interesting, and that's fine. And that's probably optimal, honestly, for the entertainment factor of my stream. My life is extremely boring. I think I should be harvesting surface plants now. Also, what's up, Caveman Crafting? Made any progress on that roguelike? Silly discussion, though. And fuck some people. This is my take on that. Shingle roof. Plank floor. Also, can I just say I love that you can just build floor underneath things? Hey, Tome of Agriculture. Have I learned how to, like, convince animals to fall into my traps? Clearly not. The reason I'm bored, to be clear, the reason my life is extremely fucking boring is because all of my social avenues have been completely killed by the pandemic. Everything that I do that makes the day-to-day of my own life interesting has been more or less taken away entirely by the pandemic for the past 2 years plus now. And stuff hasn't really started to come back yet. All of my social avenues are music festivals, generally. I love going and seeing live music. I will travel to see live music. In fact, I've gone to other countries to see music performed. I've gone down to the States, technically, to go see concerts. I've flown to other cities just for concerts. That's my life normally, and I haven't had that for the past 2 years. So that is why I'm bored shitless and have been bored shitless for the past 2 years. Because it's literally the only thing I do with my free time. That and hiking. But I don't have any friends anymore, so I can't really go hiking anymore. For those of you who started watching me in the past year or so, you need to also remember that, like, I went through a really fucking bad breakup in 2019 where all of my friends kind of overnight disappeared. And I still haven't recovered from that. Mentally or in any other way, really. Well, I, one, can't afford... Okay, so first off, Vakken would cost about half of my annual salary to go to, which I can't afford, and 70,000 tons of metal would cost about a third of my annual salary to go to, so no, I can't go to either of those. And also, no, I don't bring the stream community with me to my social outlets, because believe it or not, I like to have a life that isn't broadcast on the internet. So no interest in that. Especially because, like, if I were to bring a live stream backpack into 70,000 tons of metal, they'd probably boot me off of the boat. And if I were to take a live stream backpack to Vakken, they'd also would probably boot me out. Because, like, you're allowed to film stuff, but, like, they really don't like you live streaming at those events. They want to do that. Also, the sound quality would be terrible. I wouldn't want to put you guys through that. Hey, Wendigo. I love this game, too. Although fiddling through things is sometimes a pain. Hey, Space Pirate. How are you? Just remember this. Just because I like to do something does not mean it's automatically going to be streamed to you guys. In fact, it's very likely not going to be. Streaming is my job, not the only thing that I do with my life. Which is why my life is boring, because streaming right now is all I do. Content is basically all I do right now. And I look forward to the days when I can do other things again. As well as content. Yeah, and that's about, well. Actually, I would hesitate to say that the most expensive part of Vakken might also be tickets, depending on what you buy, but Whereas, like, actually, no, I think 70,000 tons of metal might end up being more expensive because I'd have to fly down to Florida, which normally is like $800, and then I'd have to buy a ticket. And if you get like a one-room cabin on that thing, it's like, yeah, no. No, you don't. Chat never values streamers' privacy. Streamer has to go out of their way to value their privacy to have any privacy. As somebody who's been in this industry for a very long time, chat always says they value streamers' privacy, but they don't. Also, I kind of don't really have any interest in going to 70,000 tons of metal things. I'd rather stick to the local indie scene. Like, I'll go see bigger bands when they come by, sure, but like, no real interest in 70,000 tons of metal, especially after a world where we've been through a pandemic. That paranoia is not going to leave for a while. And add an eating mechanic for regaining health. Ooh, neat. So these are melon seeds. All right, let's see if we can. There we go. Now we can just set up a melon patch. Also, my favorite tune. My jam, chat. I got some crypt jams in chat. Are you touring to Vancouver, and what's your band, Mr. Electron? Supposedly this game's getting more music soon, and I hope sooner rather than later. Yeah, I'm uprooting all them melons. Can I cook melon? It's gonna be weird if I can, but can I cook melon? Doesn't look like it. Is that a person swimming? I keep seeing people swimming, and that's like new to this version, and it keeps throwing me off. It's like, why is there a person in the water? You're drowning! Oh no! They're called MEH. I mean, let me know. I mean, allegedly, and I say allegedly because I still don't fully believe it's happening. Apparently, I'm going to go see Dragon Force on Sunday. So, apparently, I bought that ticket like summer last year, so. I can't tell if you're joking or not, Mr. Electron. Hi, Orange. Also, Herman Lee is streaming the whole tour. It got delayed twice, Tap Dancing Ninja. Like, it was supposed to be in fall, and then they delayed it to, like, January, and then they delayed it out of January to here, so. But apparently, fucking Herman Lee's streaming the whole tour, so if his stream is on tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Sunday, I will post it in the Discord while it's happening, if anybody's around and awake. I mean, Dragon Force can be kind of meh. I've seen Dragon Force, like, 4 times now? So. There we go. Look at them carrots. How do you like them carrots? Going somewhere. Thinking of somewhere. Cool. Only one of the homes. Oh, what? One of my homes is missing a bed? What? Oh. Apparently that's a home. Huh. Also, there's tomes of agricultures and a tome of industry on the roof of that building. I like that the tomes are like a physical item in the world. And you could like build bookshelves to store them or something, it looks like. Let's learn how to plant trees. We can make apple trees? I don't know what any of this shit is, but we now know how to make wine, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if your band comes to Vancouver, fucking call me, dude. I'll show up. Although, bands have changed a lot in the past, like, 2 years. Because one of the concerts I was able to go to last year was I saw Unleash the Archers in Vancouver. And it was very funny. Because they... How do I explain this? They put on a fantastic show. First up, like, I just gotta give them credit. They put on a fantastic show. But they're just like, hey, join our Discord by the end of it. And then they pointed at me in a Discord shirt, and they're like, this guy knows what's up, and shit like that. I guess, like, we just live in a world now where bands just are on Discord as much as streamers. Also, if you like Unleash the Archers, I guess you could join their Discord. Apparently... Tomato. That's an apple tree. They should have an apple icon for apple trees. I don't know how trees work in this for orchards, so I know. Yeah, pretty good community outreach. It's just funny. I've never seen a... It's like, as of this year, I guess, it's just like bands are now suddenly just like, yo, we have a Discord now. So we are keeping the food up higher than the other attempts, so that's good. Working on this little crafting building. This would go a lot faster if I just played at a higher speed, but I kind of just don't want to. I mean, totally, but like, I don't know, like, I don't... That was like a weird association. And also, like, they all just stream Tap Dancing Ninja. Like, it's just, people in bands are just content creators now. Like, that's where everybody's a content creator. Apparently your nickname at the border crossing is Doc Brown. Do you look like Doc? Have you not had... Do you have, like, fuzzy white hair? That kind of just goes all wild? Alright, well then that checks out. Let's check this. It's neat that the buildings will function without all of the items in them. You must cross the border a lot if you have a nickname at it. If they're calling you Doc Brown. Oh, hey. I found a command line. There's a command line in this. Twice a week. Yeah, that's enough to get a nickname. How you been, though, Orange? In a minute. Get them carrots. I need, like, a big old dirt stockpile. It's going to be the stuff stockpile. Stockpile 44 is going to be the stuff stockpile. Literally just resources. Get that crap out of, you know, down here. Stone bin. Good bin. We're making those. See what they do. Got bumped to Q3. What's like Q3 this year? Yep. I still haven't heard anything about the playdates. Hoping those will get some communication soon. Although I did get a notification from my Ardu boy, which is shipping soon. That's exciting. Few indie games releasing soon that look pretty intriguing. Anything specific for you? There's a game that came out the other day that looks interesting. I just don't feel like buying any games right now. By that I mean, and also they haven't sent me keys, even though I sent them an email. God damn it! Oh, they're not in the, they're not in the trending anymore in new releases. This thing. This thing. Ignited Steel. It looks kind of like mechy XCOM-y FTL thingy. Looks cool. But I don't. They didn't send me key, and I haven't bought it, so I might buy it, but we'll see. Fishing pole. Let's do jobs fit. Let's see what that do. Uniform. Fisherman. Where's that? Fisherman. Role group. Create new profession. Duplicate this uniform. Copy uniform. Yeah, okay, so fisherman, I want you guys running around with one fishing rod. Tome of Agriculture has been made. So fishermen will now use fishing rods. Have a nice death. Looks somewhat fun. Yeah, not much to other thing. Looks good though. Looks well made, I'll put it that way. But yeah, there is we're kind of in the season of game releases right now. Lots of things are coming out. And then there's me, just playing the same shit I always do. Because, you know, it's just what I do. Just doing the same shit. Nope, you're never going to get one. Even when it does release, even if it's missing features, it's not going to be releasing into early access, and people need to stop saying that. For one very specific reason. It can't release into early access, because it doesn't qualify for early access. Dark Tide's out soon? Really? Huh. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress can't qualify for early access. Because you need to, in order to leave early access, you need to release as a 1.0. Dwarf Fortress is not going to ever have a 1.0 probably. So I don't think they've confirmed anything either way. But they seem to be leaning release this year with just Fortress mode, but it's not going to be an early access release. It's just going to be a full release. It's not going to have the blue page beneath it. People need to stop saying that. Because regardless of how it launches, it's going to be a full release. Because Dwarf Fortress will never hit 1.0, so there's no point in releasing it as an early access game. Blue page, yes. I'll show you what I mean. This is Odd Realm. It's in early access. It says early access game, blue page, right? If I go to Dwarf Fortress, not releasing in early access. It's going to be a full release. So stop saying early access. It's not going to be released in early access. Ever. It's already in early access, kind of. You can go download it right now. Exactly. And people need to stop saying that it's going to release as early access, because it's not going to. Really not great for them and like the public communication around that game. Hey, a child was born. Cool. It's really not great for Dwarf Fortress for people to constantly be saying, when's it's going to release in early access? It's going to release in early access. Stop it. Not going to release in early access. It's going to be a full release. Regardless of if they're largely arbitrary. People need to stop saying that. Stone tile floor. Cobble floor. I just need to wait for more wood planks to finish constructing this. I think I need someone who's literally just a farmer, so I'm going to do that. Who's good at farming? That is... logging skill. Planting. Let's give 2 other people that job. And make you... largely just this. Why is there just money on the ground there? What? I wonder if it's that person's money. On some pixels. Best of luck. Caveman. I think I should have done that a while ago. This building's almost done, which is great. Looks relatively confusing. It's relatively confusing like every single one of these games are. I was at a point where I could just play this game without being confused by anything, but then the dev released a big patch today which gave the game basically a brand new UI and also changed how progression works and also changed how skills works and also changed how recipes works and how you assign them. It also changed how the entire progression of the game works. It also added in a whole bunch of new mechanics and features, so I'm like relearning the whole game right now. So this is basically like my first time playing this game, even though I've played it for like 50 hours. But yes, it is very confusing while you're learning it, like any other complicated game would be. I think I kind of want to build a little tower in the middle here. Like, it took me like 5 minutes to figure out how to delete stuff when I started playing, but it's the clear and remove job, which I just didn't notice initially. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. There's a book in there too. A lot of tomes. The tomes are spent on unlocking skill tree stuff, which is this. Although I think that they should write less tomes because I seem to be unlocking shit faster than I can like. I just got another one. I seem to be gaining those faster than I can like comprehend them. I kind of just need to let them put stuff away for a bit. I'm actually gonna speed time up a little bit. Mudcat has been discovered. Oh, are these fish? Huh. Interesting. I wonder if that's because I caught one. Hmm. Interesting. All right. Well, that building's now constructed. Fantasy catfish? Probably. I mean, this game has various fantasy versions of all kinds of critters. Just letting them fill that stockpile out. This one down here is the one I wanted them to clear up, but... That's where they put gear. Let's see if that works the way I think it does. But yeah, it looks like they are able to successfully fish there now, which is good. Can I just shout out this fact? This person is fishing, right? I don't think that this fishing rod actually has a rod attached to it. I think they're just like sitting like almost completely submerged in the water with a long string with a hook on the end of it and some bait. I'm pretty sure they're just like floating. That's like really dedicating to your fishing craft right there. I appreciate the dedication from that little person. That little meeple. I don't even know what the people are called in this. I just kind of call them meeples. They look like meeples. And if you click on them, they sound like meeples. Oh, game saving. See? Sounds like a meeple. Right. We've got those 2 rooms in there. What else can I fit in here? Foundry, smithy, distillery. Let's build a well house. Let's see if I can figure out a well house. Because I don't even know if well houses need to be over water. Suggested props. A well. Naturally. Is that a burb? What is this? Oh, it's an owl. Okay. Not in a long time. I haven't played Keep. I played Keeper L when it was free, like a billion years ago. I haven't played the paid versions. It didn't grab me back then, but I feel like that game gets like a big overhaul every 6 months. It's been on my to-do list for forever. I've just kind of never gotten around to it. You know, a lot of games like that for me. Why is there a tree there? All right, let's yeah, that's also great. Speaking of that, actually, if you haven't bought this bundle yet, here's a bundle of like 500 games for $10, and the money goes to Ukraine. Speaking of that subject. And they're gonna probably hit their $4 million goal today. Trying to think what I should do right now. Because I'm at the point now where I've got a lot of options. Let's make cobble floors underneath this. I'm thinking about just digging down here underneath it, but the way the layers work in this game, it might actually be a little difficult. Actually, let's do this. Also making the cobble floors will also use up some of that dirt that's in the basement, so maybe we'll just make like pathways going around. We'll also stop trees from growing. Nice. The site that can search the bundles, you know you can just search them? You don't need as an external site. What? Why would you need an external site to search the bundles? But do what you gotta do. You just add the bundle to your account, and you can just like search your library. Or use the filters in there. Fair enough. I don't know. I never found that necessary, but you do you. Not sure why you're adding me with it. But thanks. I don't know. I've never felt the need to have external tools to search bundles better. But I guess I could see it. So we've had 2 kids since we got here. Housing in general has been a lot better. I'm gonna build a tiny little bridge across just so that we can get over here. Maybe we can put some housing over here too, and then we can be on kind of like both sides of the river. That'd be cool. Let's try and do that. After they're done with all this. Well, let's speed up time a little bit. Someone is thirsty. Well, you gotta go get a drink then. Kind of tired of seeing people just swim across, so this bridge will give them the ability to just walk across. Build more housing over here. And if I go to production ordering, go to kitchen. Need also a dedicated cook. I mean, farming's getting done a lot quicker now that I have a dedicated farmer, but I think I also need a dedicated cook. Let's do that. Cooking. Basically just want you cooking, don't want you doing anything. Just cooking. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that one. That is the most, like, please don't be shit. I've been about a game in a while. Tap Dancing Ninja. Congratulations, you don't need to buy another new video game for like 5 years, Meg. You've got like everything you need. Got unlimited game supply source. Assuming you remember you own them. And don't accidentally buy them on other platforms 3 weeks later, which I definitely have done on many occasions. I kind of wish clicking this would just like pop up like all the food that I have. I mean, I don't think there needs to be reasoning to buy it. It's like, just buy it. It's a excellent cause. Okay, so the way you use these is you build them in a you build the bin on the stockpile and then they fill them up. Cabinets are for gear, bins are for that. Are there bags? No. Okay. I just need all of this sand out of here. All of this dirt. All those dirt clods. Make some dirt houses over on this side. That's what we're going to do once that tile in the middle there is built. GOG Galaxy, you mean? GOG Origin, what's that? Yeah, Galaxy. What game do I hope isn't shit? I don't have much hope, though. I ain't pre-ordering this shit, and neither should you. But, be real cool if it wasn't shit. I really like Starship Troopers, man. I really, really do. And I would like a good, like, single-player Starship Troopers RTS. That seems fun. That seems like a lot of fun. A little tactical RTS game. Let's go. Big bugs. It's a bad planet. A bug planet. Maybe this is like looks like a reskin of Halo Wars. You've clearly never played Halo Wars. I have. This looks nothing like Halo Wars. Or rather, I've played Halo Wars recently. Like as in, I played Halo Wars last month. So, not on stream though. It was definitely like an on my own time thing, but I installed Halo Wars off of Microsoft thingy-majig and played some Halo Wars. Also, hi Merc, what's up? More like Halo stole a lot of the art, like design aesthetics from Starship Troopers, and they're just like making a Starship Troopers game. You don't have much hope for it? Yeah, I feel it. Like, I agree. You feel a very cringy storyline coming in? That, to me, seems like the most mute the dialogue and skip the cutscenes kind of game. Very much seems like a mute the dialogue and skip the cutscenes game. Melons. What can we do? I've got apple trees growing here. I got no idea how I get apples. No idea. I think I need more stone. That bridge. Whatever these traps are supposed to do, not very efficient. We'll say that. That you won't be so outwardly disappointed by the soul-crushingly bad thing you fear that will be released. However, this allows you to be pleasantly surprised. Yes, I tend to agree. You know, I am totally ready for somebody to make a Starship Troopers game that doesn't suck. But no one has ever done that in the past, so I don't really expect much. If it's as good as the Starship Troopers mod I used to play for StarCraft Brood War, I will be happy. Because that mod was okay. Look at this guy. I love that they have like one building animation for everything, and it's the pickaxe animation. That's the animation they use for building, for destroying, for fishing, for farming, for planting, for harvesting, for everything. It's very funny. What, that they're shit? Caveman crafting? Oh, game's saving again. Needs to like have a background behind the saving thing because that's like invisible. The getting shit done animation? Yeah, Chups. Hey, you know what's up. There we go. Now I can make mud huts on this side. After I hack down all these trees, too. Well, how's the big update? It's a new game, dude. Like, frankly, it's basically like I'm playing a new game now. Everything is different. But pretty good so far. It's interesting. I like the way it does, the tech tree works now. The tech tree is like, there's like industry, cooking, agriculture, arcana, and warfare. And I don't know about that one, the bottom one. And you get points in these tech trees based on the thing that your people are doing the most, because as they're doing the task, they have a chance to write a tome, and then you take those tomes and you spend the tomes on the new thing, and the tome is a physical item that spawns into the world, which you can also sell for money. Yeah, it's like Plex in EVE Online, where you can buy Plex, or you can sell Plex for in-game money, or you can like make Plex or like purchase Plex from other people. But in this, like, they just make the thing. That was a bad analogy. They make the thing after a while. What's this? Trade. Ooh. Make markets apparently, which is also new, I think. Also, like, all of these room screens are new. What does this do? Market seems to just be you place it. So let's make the market this. Put the market in a fence, why not? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's not put it up there. Put it... This can be where our market is. I mean, it was just early. And it's just been early for a while, you know? Reminds me of a lot of games that I've played that are just early. Like, I don't think I've ever been at a point where I've been like, this game isn't good, but it's always been it needs something. I agree with that. But because this game is such a, you know, because it's so cheap, I kind of give it a lot of, like, leeways that I wouldn't otherwise, I guess. Also because, like, I know that the dev's just going to keep working on it. It's like, if it's not good yet, it'll be good soon. Music still bangs, though. Great. Those are gonna be my little dirt huts. Oh! Hello there, Priya. I travel far and wide looking for the best goods. Would you like to see my wares? As long as you keep your shirt on. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Of course, cast your face orbs on my wares and tell me they aren't the finest in all the land. I mean, they're the first I've seen, so. You'll sell me raw melon. Actually, don't need food, oddly enough. Coal, wheat flour, wood planks, mud cats. You can buy tomes of agricultures. Wait, oh, this is the stuff I'm selling. What do you have? Okay. So I can set stuff to be sold. And be like, all the tree seeds, all the oak tree seeds, all the seeds I'm not gonna set. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna use it. These will grow back anyway. Dirt clods aren't worth anything, so they don't want those. Neither are any of those seeds, but that's fine. Take them off my hands. Consider them a tip. You'll buy all the raw gooseberries. You'll buy the raw wheat. You'll buy the wheat seeds. Sell you the raw wheat. Get some value in here. I'll buy coal. I'll buy flour, which I have 5 of. Apparently I have that. Some roasted foodstuffs. Look at the 1 tome of war that I have. Actually, let's sell them the tomes of agriculture and the tomes of industry. And what can I buy? Okay, so I have 50 in offering. Oh my word, I can buy a dog! I can buy meats. Stuff I can't afford. I have cauliflower seeds. You know, I know this claims to be celery. Chat, is that celery or a sword? What does that icon look like? That's a fucking green sword. That ain't no celery. I've seen celery many times in my life. That looks nothing like celery. That is a green sword. If you chat, if you say that looks like your penis, then you need to see a doctor. I'm gonna buy some boiled beets. Pre-GMO celery. Okay, I've grown organic celery and bought organic celery. It looks nothing like that. Looks like a green wand. It looks like a fucking sword. It looks like a Minecraft cactus sword. Exactly. See? Fucking chat knows what's up. Anyway. Paper or plastic? Paper, I assume? See what I've got. I mean, how do I finish? Assuming. Yes. All right. Farewell. I shall return to grace your life with my wonderful wares. Bring joy to this land once again. Ta. All right. I've sold shit. Success. I don't know, but like they do tell jokes. I think that was just like a joke, personally, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. It looks like your parents fighting what? Green cactus sword? Looks like your parents fighting? That's concerning. Oh, also, something that you can do in this game now that you couldn't do previously is if you go to the overworld map, you can just select a new spot and migrate there, and your old place will stay there. So if you fuck up your farming, for example, and everybody's starving to death, and you're like, oh no, everybody's starving to death, and I made mistakes, you can just, like, pack up and move. And get a new settlement, and the AI takes over, so I'm sure they can't do worse than I was doing. But we could also go back there. I could also migrate back there with all my new people. It's wild, actually. Also, this is the only game in this genre that I've ever played that just lets you settle in the middle of the ocean and it gives you a raft. And you can survive off of flotsam and jetsam that float up to the side. Cats sighted. There is also cats in this game, yes. And dogs. I had a dog that was eating all my food in the other map. What do you see in this picture? Odd Realm celery pick. Definitely a penis. Sounds like a future DF needs. A future DF needs. I think everybody needs that. Every game needs that. Because previously, if you'd settle in the middle of the ocean, it would just be like, you drowned, and then boot you back to the settling screen, but now you can, like, settle in the ocean. It's a greenus? You're a greenus. Better to be a greenus than a weenus. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. Hopefully, if the cows walk across this, they get caught. I don't even know how big I need to make. I don't know how animal husbandry in this game works at all. But I do like how these bins work. Those are neat. Micro celery. Ask me anything about my micro celery. Stockpile 44. You. Plus item. Floating villages? Rafts with houses on them? Oh, that's awesome. guess I could make a stockpile for... You know what? Let's do that. And here. Pause. I'm going to make a pile of dirt. It is cozy. You start some tomato plants? I need to wait until I find out if I got a place in the community garden before I can do that. Hopefully I did. But how's things, Mark? This game's cheap, cute, and cozy. 3 great things. It's how you cook and eat it. Oh, I know what you mean. Celery is like wonderful in the right dish. Is this Stardew combined with Pond Manager? No, absolutely not. This is like, okay, so you know how Minecraft is a video game that exists that people play sometimes, apparently? Well, you know how Terraria also exists? This is kind of like the Terraria to Minecraft, but with Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, I figured out, I remembered how farming works, so yes, we are doing better.
/ yes, Minecraft is a video game.
Welcome back. What was me? For an 8th month. Did I not just what? Of course you are, King. What are you accusing me of, Merc? What did I do? What am I in trouble for? I love that this person is treading water while fishing. Literally, like, treading water in place while fishing. Time to drain a lake. So will this work if I just place it there? I don't actually know how wells work in this game, so I guess we should find out. The RimWorld isn't DF Light thing. You do the same thing with Minecraft Terraria comparison. Well, see, RimWorld has very few mechanics similar to Dwarf Fortress, and every time it updates itself, it makes itself less similar to Dwarf Fortress, especially with, like, its ridiculously stupid DLC practices. Whereas this game is a lot more like Dwarf Fortress. So if you're actually going to compare a game or, like, say this is similar to that, this is actually similar to Dwarf Fortress in a lot of ways, where RimWorld just isn't. So there's 2 things that you need in order to be similar to Dwarf Fortress. That's Z levels, which this game has, and persistent world generation, which RimWorld has neither. And you also need to not have a focus on an enemy that goes out of its way to kill you, which this game also doesn't have. Not reach open point hauling item. Why can't you reach that? You know, maybe actually hold up. I'm gonna remove this hatch. I'm starting to think that this hatch is making it impossible for them to get down here. Maybe it's like locked or something by default. I don't even. Merc, I'm gonna come over there and slap you. I know. Slap him with that celery. Yeah, or a trout or something. After I ask for consent to do the slapping, of course, naturally. Can you make it down there now? Clearly, yes. All right. Imagine actually enjoying playing RimWorld. I will figure it out when I get there. It's probably going to require a flight. Lisa Ann's stepsister, is that how you say that? I was looking for like capital letters, but there isn't any, so hello. Then enjoy RimWorld. But this is... Anyway, So, I have a question, chat. People ask me to compare this to other games, right? So me saying this is like Minecraft... If Minecraft was Dwarf Fortress, this would be Terraria, is not saying that they are the same game in any way. Why can't I compare games without chat fucking yelling at me now? You guys do it all the fucking time, less accurately than I do. Take a goddamn break for once. Oops, I'm too high up. Guys are making my blood pressure go up. Fuck yourself, Abel Bacon. I know that's not what you intended. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what command you're looking for, but it clearly doesn't exist. Is this dude actually blind IRL? Are you actually rude IRL? My right eye don't work at all. My left eye has severe tunnel vision, and I have severe floating blind spots. Legally blind, yes. Hi, we're from the town over. We heard about this new settlement in these parts. Do you mean the one I built? I mean, I don't mind you moving over. Sure, more the merrier. Cool. Why is it any of your business, Sable Bacon? Yeah, okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm being an asshole now. If you asked that question politely, I'd be much more inclined to answer. But you just coming in and being like, is this dude actually blind IRL? Anybody know? Hey, what's with your username? Hi, what's with your username? Hello. Why is your username blind IRL? Let's ask a polite question and get a polite answer. Let's come in and be like, make statements and demand. No, fuck you. Twit. Ask a polite question, get a polite answer. Make demands and yell at chat. Get me rolling my goddamn eyes. This dude. Well, there is plenty of FAQ. There's definitely no FAQ. People don't frequently ask that question because they ask it politely. Didn't want to interrupt. Interrupt a chat that's just talking, so by not interrupting you, just, like, make a command that doesn't exist? How's that not interrupting? Like, I'm not fucking Admiral Baru over here. I don't have 70,000 people typing. You need a drink? Yeah, me too. It's just what you're used to, you suppose? Well, fuck what you're used to because I've been doing it longer than what you've been used to. Anyway, yes, I'm legally blind. I have coloboma, the retina and the iris in both eyes. It's severe in my right eye, not so bad in my left eye. I've got mild glaucoma in both eyes, and I'm prone to retinal detachment. My eyes are both deteriorating at a pretty steady pace, and I'll probably be blind by the time I'm 40. Like, completely blind. Black, just full fucking darkness. I've got severe floating blind spots, about a dozen of them in my left eye. I can sort of see, and what I do see is clear enough that I can read and do shit on monitors and whatnot, but my eye doctor wants me to use a white cane. And do you have enough of my personal medical history now? Do I need to also tell you that I'm also a type 1 diabetic and I have multiple birth defects that make my organs internally not work properly and I have a weak heart? Do I also need to give you my fucking social security number? Hi, nice to meet you too. Although we don't actually have social security numbers in Canada, we have social insurance numbers in Canada. I'd be shocked if it would actually work, Lisa. Honestly, when my eyes stop working entirely, we'll go entirely to being a mud streamer. It'll happen. We'll make it work. And my mother's maiden name? Go fack yourself with a Q. What was I doing in the video game? Right, making meals. Sorry, I got distracted. Is insisting that I'm currently out of cookable food. I think I really need that cauldron. So let's work on a smithy. Let's do that. Because I need these two. I probably wouldn't run it on text-to-speech. I would do what I already do with my audio merc. I would run it through multiple virtual audio cables so you guys wouldn't hear it. I already actually have some audio commands that you guys can't hear because it's running through virtual audio cables. So I already have, like, a handful of commands. I could actually just crank this, like, sneak the smithy in there. I think what we'll actually do is we'll put the smithy here. And the foundry here. And build up and around. Let's go down here, turn on the room overlay. Wall. Wood. Wood. Need to queue up more planks, methinks. I need to go to you. Make that number bigu. Cool. Abel Bacon. Now that we've gotten to know each other, can you participate in chat like a normal person instead of like asking super personal questions off the bat? Because then we can get along great. Everything will be fine. Smithy Foundry. What brings you to my part of the internet? We need a furnace and... So Smithy, you get an anvil, and you just get a furnace, so. Put 2 in there. That all, Merc? Damn, you newbie. Well, as a legally blind person, I can assure you that the UI in Dwarf Fortress is perfectly workable with a little bit of intelligence and effort. But that being said, yeah, I do tap dancing, but nobody looks at tags. But that being said, yeah, this game's all right. It's kind of very dissimilar to Dwarf Fortress with the example that I've been using earlier until Merc fucking called me out on it, which is it's kind of like you know how Minecraft and Terraria both exist but are completely different games. This is kind of like the Terraria if Dwarf Fortress was Minecraft. Are you happy with that example, Merc? Nah. Thatch. Tough love. Boop. Also, Merc, if you want me to shut up, just tell me. You started it, though. Not Mark. Merc. M-Y-R-K, not M-A-R-C. That's Mark, not Merc. Totally different people. I swear. Definitely haven't confused that too. This is the most fun I've had all day. I'm just a bad person who gets enjoyment out of giving people a hard time. Why do you think that the creator of Dwarf Fortress requires help? I think he's doing just fine. I mean, I spoke with him on Thursday last week. Literally a week from today. He was on this stream. Him and his brother. Both of them. Like, what did you do? What did you do? You didn't say oh hi Mark yet. I don't know. What did you do? Did you not hit her? You did not, I guess. That whole spat had you laughing. I'm glad I was able to make somebody laugh today. Cow has been captured. Chat, after half of a fucking year, we have successfully captured cow in air quotes. We did it. Where did we capture it? I have no idea. I'm lost again. Finally, you're not the one getting oh hi Mark? Well, because your name isn't Mark. Your name is Merc. You have to be named Mark. Well, I generally don't like people, blatantly claiming that people need help when they've never even spoken with them. Abel Bacon. So maybe it's not your place to say whether or not somebody needs help. Maybe people should stop demanding that somebody needs help. Just where's my cow? I don't know. Probably right next to Mike Hawk. So now, where's pasture? There you are. Animal enclosure. Made you snort? I'm glad I'm glad stream got funny out of nowhere, okay? How the fuck does this work? I don't even know if they're gonna put the cow in there or how that works. Does anybody have animal husbandry? Yes, I do. Who people do? Still don't know where they put the fucking thing. You've never captured an animal in this game? I still... Fuck, are the traps right there? I still haven't figured out how I captured an animal. Or where they even put it, so... Also can't search for it. You love seeing streamers' faces when they read that you have seven kids? Songs of Six is a wonderful little city builder, but it's nothing like Dwarf Fortress. I mean, Songs of Six has more in common with Total War and Pharaoh than Dwarf Fortress. But there's a 45-minute long interview with the developer on my channel, and I have 70 hours in the game, so yeah, it's pretty good. It's a great game. Very different from this. Even more different from this than Dwarf Fortress. About as far away from Dwarf Fortress as you can get. A lot of people just assume because it's a city builder that has people in it that you can control, it's like Dwarf Fortress. But vast majority of the games that The things that make Dwarf Fortress special don't exist in any other game in the world. Quite literally. So. Which is why Dwarf Fortress is special. Yeah, exactly. Like they're all like similar genres, but when you actually sit down and play them, they are extremely different games. It's like trying to compare Civilization and SimCity. It's like, I guess you can build cities in both of them, but it's not really a valid comparison. That from roguelike to dwarf-like. I mean, there is no dwarf-likes. There are games that use Dwarf Fortress to advertise themselves. Some of them are good, like this one. Like literally, that's how I look at it at this point. It's like there are games that use the existence of Dwarf Fortress as a means of promoting their own product, which I genuinely believe is shitty as all hell, and I hate it. Let's make that into a beat field. Can you smooth walls? You can automatically build stone walls into fancy stone walls, so no, but yes. You want to build a city and have the people sort of do their own thing? Then yeah, sure, play Songs of Six. You'll love it. But that's not what Dwarf Fortress is. Dwarf Fortress is a world simulation. So if you want something that's like Dwarf Fortress, you kind of gotta play Dwarf Fortress. You can have games that have similar vibes to Dwarf Fortress while also being nothing like it, like this. But you gotta play Dwarf Fortress if you want something that's like Dwarf Fortress. I'm not sure what Amateur's responding to, but... Can I just, like, laugh my ass off at people who think that DF has UI mods? Just, here's the deal, right? In this channel, if you want to play Dwarf Fortress, cool. Play Dwarf Fortress. Be one of us. You don't want to play Dwarf Fortress, that's fine. Don't make 1,000,000,001 excuses about why you don't want to play Dwarf Fortress, because you just make yourself look silly. The game is exceptionally easy and incredibly simple once you just, you know, take a couple hours and learn how to play it. And to anybody who's just like, I can't see what's going on, I'm legally fucking blind. I get it. It's not the most immediately obvious what you're supposed to do in that game. But just, if you want to play it, play it. If you don't, don't. It's fine. It's not the point. Dead tired, but insomnia keeping you up. I know the feel. Hang in there, man. Yeah, so do I. And I don't know. It's just that's my biggest pet peeve with people who talk about Dwarf Fortress who don't play it. Is just like, if you don't want to play it, that's fine. I don't need 10,000 reasons why you don't want to, because I've heard them all a dozen times. Yeah, that's fine. So take the time to learn. Troopin'. So did I when I first started playing the game. It took like an hour, and it's fine. Dean, we Derwick, or just wait for the Steam version to come out, which will probably come out this year sometime. What do we have here? Hand over 1 water, and no one dies. Fine. Good choice, cowards. Bruh, there's a lake right there. I think that's you have a very valueless settlement, but it's time for us to demand you give us shit. Okay. I still don't know where this alleged cow went. So there's that. I know that we captured a cow, apparently. I have no idea where they put it. God, this game's actually harder to comprehend than Dwarf Fortress sometimes. Dwarf Fortress, I just hit U, go to the Animals tab, and hit Z. Easy. Or Z, go to the Animals tab, and scroll down and hit Z. There you go. Summer! A girl that I dated for 1 week in high school's name. I miss her. She was cute. Most of us are amateur. Abel, if you make one more excuse as to why you don't want to learn Dwarf Fortress, I'm just going to time you out. It's just not worth it. Yes, but you already made the grave sin at the top, which is it's too graphically blah, 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 and then you insulted the creator's intelligence. I just don't want you to talk about the game anymore. You don't have the right. You really don't. Considering I'm not even playing Dwarf Fortress right now. Seems sus, Calthor. Pretty sure you did. I mean, so here's the wrinkle in this, right? If you'd put 40 hours in Dwarf Fortress, you'd understand enough about Dwarf Fortress to be able to tell if a game is actually like Dwarf Fortress and whether or not a game will scratch a similar itch. So I'm confused as to why you're asking me for advice then, if you in fact did put that amount of time into the game. So why are you asking me? You should already know. You've put that amount of time in, you can decipher for yourself. I'm sure you're capable of that. There you go for now. We'll see when we see a Bastet. I realize I'm being extremely condescending, but like I'm playing Odd Realm. Step 1, dig hole. Step 2, make bed. Step 2, chop down tree. Step 3, make bed. Step 4, make still. Step 5, set up farming. Step 6, repeat brew, drink, job, and barrel. Step 7, profit. Repeat. Easy game. This is true. But knowing about DF would, however, and knowing how to play DF, would make it very easy for you to determine by quick assessment whether or not a game is going to scratch the same itch. Yeah, I still haven't found this fucking cow. I have no idea what they did with it. Now that you mention it again, I keep getting distracted. I have no idea what they did with that fucking cow. I also, haven't found a way of, looking at everything I have in my stockpiles. Be honest with you. I know I have this. There's no, livestock amount or totals. But I have no idea. By work. By event. The funny thing is this is 1 hour ago in game, not real life. Yeah, it's definitely no longer in the notification screen. And I can't search it. You'll still be buried in menus in the Steam release. I don't understand why people seem to think that they will be, any different. I love this fucking fishing in the middle of the lake. That's so funny to me. I'm just treading water, fishing, casting a line, as you do. Well, you're supposed to forget the beasts again in Ender. I think I'm hangry, chat. I need to go get food. Hold down Alt. Alt. Different homes with each one. Do you think that they killed and ate the cow? Then I would have had meat that I can cook. And this screen. I can butcher a cow, but I don't have a cow to butcher. Or I don't have remains of a cow to butcher. So I don't have it. It's if I assuming I still have said cow, it's not dead. I don't know if that makes this any better or worse. This might just make things work. No, there isn't an option to slaughter animals. Nope. Or rather, if you can, I don't know how. There's no, like, animals screen or livestock screen. There's a diet screen. I can tell you the default diet of a chicken, but that doesn't really help me. I don't understand that reference. Yes. Might be under all of my settlers in that menu. Let's see. Well, it's not neutral. I mean, it's not under my settlers because I only have 16. And it only shows the 16 that I have in here. So no, it doesn't show them under the settlers menu. They're not neutral and they're not hostile. There's probably a menu for it, but this game's UI is in many ways more convoluted than Dwarf Fortress. So, because it tries to simplify things, whereas Dwarf Fortress just gives you a list of shit, which is much easier. But I digress. I'm going to pause the game. And, actually, let's go up to the overworld map so you guys have music. I'm going to go get lunch. When I return, I can continue harassing you guys. I don't know. I've been a dick the last 20 minutes. I apologize. I need food. So I'm going to go do that. If you want to see a lot more stuff that I do, there's a link to the YouTube channel. I will be back in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. Yeah. I don't know. If you want to help, here's a link to a thing where you can help. Because Blind is helping, and you should too. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere too fast, unless you really want to, in which case then go somewhere at top speed. Run as quickly as you can, in fact, because it's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, I will be back in a couple of minutes. BRB. Chat, you know what to do while I'm gone.
Flubberdubberdoggadoggies.